Hey guys, it's the Gun the Moy, and today we're gonna be looking at a weapon that makes the Taco Tuesday shit scared.
That's right, we're going to be burning everything with the new heavy flamer that was brought to us in the recent war bond, the Entrenched Division. So if you want to get this for yourself, it's going to be on the last page, so get the grinding. Right off the rip, I want to say that this thing is going to be peak for us arsonists. Let's take a look at this walking war crime stats. So we have the typical flame damage, which is 100 with a status strength of 5, and the direct stream damage it does is actually at 3. And we can't forget the two new status effects for Fire Panic and Flamer Slowed. But this only applies to the stream of the flame, not the fire burning. Initially when I saw this war bond, I was really worried it was going to be another flamer supply pack situation. But with Arrowhead finally giving the enemies of democracy a working nervous system that reacts to being flamed in the face, makes me even more excited to want to talk about this. And the best part is that it's applicable to other flame weapons. Oh my arson. And you probably have a burning question. How does it compare to the other flamer weapons? Covered in a video a long time ago, all the flame weapons have the same exact reach. Whether it was the Crisper or the Torture, or the Crisper and the support weapon flamer, they all had very similar ranges, damage stats, and blah blah blah. That's why I'm glad to see that this support flamer has way more range. We even accidentally killed the supply box that we were using to gauge the range. Even if you don't believe me, I put myself in a direct line of fire to show you that the flame reaches way longer on this support weapon. Alright. Oh god. Oh god, yeah.
Oh,
it was just I would also like to note that you might want to aim a little bit with the flamethrower. I know, yes, crazy, aiming with the big flaming weapon, but it actually does some pretty serious part damage. Being able to punch holes in the backs of Hulks really easy. And of course, if you're going up against the lighter chaff enemies, be sure to spread your fire as wide as possible to maximize your damage. But I have to say, this is a pretty good flamer weapon for dealing with large portions of chaff or specific heavy units. But how does it compare to the old flamethrower? And luckily for you, I got some of that footage right now. So even with the new flamer being introduced to the game, it doesn't overtake our old one, allowing the Flam 40 to still be a flexible option for other helldivers, especially because it has more flexibility with that backpack slot being open for whatever you need. It's not like one stratagem outdoes another. They do have a little differences between the two, but nothing that would make the other irrelevant. Since I got Squid on the mind, let's start with the Illuminate first, and see how it fares. During the Mindless Masses fleet, I'd have to say this flamer made it absolutely brain dead easy to kill these units. All it takes is a little bit of that flame to flick a Voteless, and they are either getting crippled or just dying from the amount of flame damage. As long as you have fuel to spare, you will be able to take out massive hordes of Voteless. What about Overseers? How does fare against them?
Bullied the crap out of that one Overseer.
Honestly, with this weapon, they're no different than a Voteless. Even against the elevated Overseers, once they step into that long range of the flamethrower, they're dead. It's like instant calamari. The only enemy that will really put you to work is gonna be things like flesh mobs. Not because they're hard to kill, but because it's fun to watch them flail around. And that confusion/panic effect is really effective, redirecting flesh mobs almost instantly.
Yeah, get ready.
And as long as you rapidly hit them with the stream of the flamethrower by sweeping left and right, you can keep them confused and stop them from charging you completely. It's like what that yellow funny dog said.
You gotta flambe.
Because it's the stream of the flame that applies to confusion, not the status effect. Even going up against the Harvester, as long as you aim for their eyeballs specifically, you can kill them really fast, with the Cremator being able to kill within 6 seconds of pointing at him. Just make sure he doesn't hit you with a funny arc. But what about the new Illuminate enemies? The Flamer can absolutely annihilate them as well, but you have to keep in mind your spacing between the melee versions of these mechs, as they will always come over to try and slapbox you. And then there's the Gunner variant of this one, which you have to be careful around since it can, fire like a machine gun. But overall, on the Illuminate front, it is a pretty damn good option for countering both chaff and a lot of the heavies you can face off with. Moving on to the Automatons, the bots can pose more of a challenge, given they can shoot and ragdoll you into your own flames, so facing off with the bots are going to require a bit more tactics that we can cover later. All the chaff units on the bot front are easy targets that won't last long in a fight once you start setting them ablaze, with me growing fond of using it to clear those annoying berserkers and scout striders that are on the approach. Otherwise, most of the chaff units will be easily countered, but do keep in mind they will shoot back at you, because it is a close quarters type of weapon. Hulks finally met their match, and it wasn't even a mech they're facing off with. Now you can have an even better time when you challenge a Hulk to a pissing match. You can easily roast a Hulk like you're playing Minecraft on Ray Trace Ultra 4K graphics on your budget build. However, I would not aim for the center of mass, as you can actually kill a Hulk much easier and even cripple them, whether it be melting both his legs off or taking his arm off. It's pretty damn effective. However, against the War Striders, this is not a good matchup. But similar to the Hulk, you could aim for the legs for a much faster time to kill, but the lack of weak points are going to make him a bit more of a nuisance to deal with. Now, going up against the Factory Strider, which has that birthing canal for the infinite devs it's going to spill on you, it's going to be the most optimal weak point for you to hit with your Flamer, as it can almost instantly kill these guys. You can't light the Factory Strider on fire itself, but the direct damage from the stream should be enough to kill it. Otherwise, aiming for the other segments of the body could result in third-degree burns or even death. And because I was curious, I tried taking it up against the Vox engine. I was able to get it really low, but it's like trying to kill an elephant with a Bic lighter and Axe body spray. And since the Flamer can't hit them, you have to keep in mind gunships. Now we have the Terminids, where you can relive the old days of burning the bugs with your Bic lighter and Axe body spray. Wait, I made that. This will be a devastating weapon to have on the team, as like the rest of the chaff units we've covered, the bugs are even more screwed. Hunters popping, Alpha Brood Commanders being crippled and dying with their summons within seconds of being spawned. Not a single chaff would be able to stand the heat this weapon can deliver. And since all Flamers have the ability the Sterilizer had, making it not special anymore and go die in a hole and being super sad and lonely, making this weapon the wall against the bugs. Having two of these guys on your team could be enough to hold back an entire breach. Chargers are like the Hulk. There's a few ways that you can quickly roast these units. Aiming for the head isn't the ideal spot since it has so much health, but rather you could aim for the legs and leg the Charger into death that way. Now with the confusion effect, you can get a better angle on the Charger's ass without too much resistance also. Then we have the Impalers, who are boring and they die to a sneeze. But going against the Bile Titan, same as the Charger, it isn't as effective for killing at the hard parts of the body, but you can get much more faster time to kill by aiming for the Schnutsack. Roasted Titan. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the playstyle. The Cremator is a devastating weapon in close quarters combat, but that means you have to keep in mind your time to kill with the flames, as starting too late means the enemies have a better chance to get close to you. Fortunately for you, the Cremator is a great opening weapon to start the firefight, but this means you should focus your loadout to be able to cover you in CQB situations, like the newly added Sweeper Shotgun to help cover your ass when things get tough. Then you can wear the fire-resistant armor, which is good for those who are clumsy using flaming weapons, or if you just want to be a bit more resistant to your own damage. But let's talk about a fun way to use this weapon. You know what's better than one Flamer? Two Flamers! With this support weapon's time to kill, it's really good at killing a wide variety of enemies by itself. But get yourself a battle brother and hop into the field, and you'll find that your time to kill gets cut in half when both you guys are focusing heavy targets. I would highly recommend that you bring the heavy Flamer armor, because you'll be fighting in close proximity to someone who is very deadly, which makes it easier to avoid the friendly fire. I would also recommend that you and your battle brother have very reliable CQB weapons. And the best part for the loadout is that the flexibility of it for its stratagems is insane. And since the support weapon already excels in burning everything in the chaff category, you can bring reds for demolition or countering heavy units. And finally, bring a vitality booster to help reduce the damage from fire a bit more. Utilizing this loadout can make you the spear tip of the assault, because on level 10, me and my buddy was able to hold back waves of Illuminate just by ourselves. But that is the end of the video. Be sure to leave what you think about this weapon in the comments down below, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see the next weapon review. And a major shout out to the members, as it warms my heart knowing that you guys would donate some of your money to a YouTuber like me. I'll do my best not to disappoint. I will see you guys in the next video.
Oh, but Gundam Boy, I forgot to put you in the video.